Cheers, welcome to my channel. This is a daily tarot oracle reading, Tattle Tales from the Vector. My goal is to provide valuable information to empower you. This is a collective or general reading, so parts may or may not resonate with you. Just take what works for you and leave the rest. Also, this is a timely reading, meaning if you're watching it right now, it is the perfect time for you. Having said that, if it's been some time since I posted it, what was going on in your life back then, that may give you further insight as to your situation now. All right, let's go. We're going to do the underlying energy from the bottom of the deck. We have the Ace of Wands. So the Ace of Wands is a gift from the divine and the universe for staying on your path, and it's a passion for new discovery. So something is coming up in your life that is going to, you're going to feel really passionate about, and it's a change for the better, basically. All right, so we have, let me see here. I'm just double checking that this is the right setup there. Thank you. I've been doing different readings and I was doing a different spread before, so I just want to make sure that you can see the whole thing. Okay, so the first card out is, this is the Eight of Swords, and the swords represent your thoughts and your mental intelligence, your mind. And this is saying that this is a mental prison, basically. So this is someone who doesn't feel like they can move forward, can't see the whole truth, and that's maybe why this gift is coming in, a passion for new discovery. Maybe you're going to find out something a question that you have that's keeping you bound to something. And so she's blindfolded and bound up. But when you look at it, you realize like she could move forward. There's nothing really stopping her except her mind. And so that's why it's like a mental prison. And then we have, this represents a lot of overthinking. So that might be where you're at right now. And I could see why you would want to change from that. We have the Nine of Cups here. And the Nine of Cups represents, there's 10 cups in the tarot. The cups represent love. And so this is an energy where someone is sitting on the stage. You may be a public figure of some sort, or, have like a platform or something like that. This is talking about having 9 cups. And so this means you're highly favored, but this is a wish. So it means you don't have it. It's something that you're going to have to stay in the game, like really stay focused to work towards it. And it looks like there's some energy leaking. It's probably because of this energy here. I mean, when you look at the difference here between the two cards, this is more where you should be and this is where you are. And I feel like this passion for new discovery could represent finding the answer that's making you feel this way so that you can move forward. This is talking about, like, the body language here is the feet are pointed out, and that means that the bottom half of the body is leaking energy. And so this card is basically saying, don't quit now. You got to stay focused on the game. You're highly favored. These cups, it's hard to tell, are they above his head or are they back on a shelf behind him? So this could be representing the past, the present, or the future, depending on where in the story you are. We have the Page of Pentacles coming in. The pages would work for the king and queen. In the old days, between 7 and 14, they would deliver messages within the palace walls. And they would generally come from families around the area that were high society. If they might even be a distant cousin of the king and queen. And so they would deliver messages and have small tasks that they would have to do. And then if they were really good at that, they could be elevated to the position of knighthood, possibly, if they could afford a horse and once they were 21 years of age. And so this means that there's some sort of communication coming in. And this communication is about pentacles. So we have all 4 of the elements shown here already in the first 4 cards. We have the element of fire, which is about having passion. the element of the swords, which is representing your mind and your mental intelligence. And we have the cups, which is having love. Quite often the cups represent romance, but in this case, like in this particular one, it means romance plus, you know, the partner, plus you have the children, plus you have the pets you love, and you have the house you love in the city or town you love, and that you're in the country you love, and you love your career. It's that kind of energy. It's total abundance, fulfillment. And then the pentacles represent health, wealth, and happiness. They represent your lifestyle basically on the 3D plane. And of course, a big part of that is money. So money is a part of that energy for sure. So some sort of communication is coming in. And these days, the communication would be coming in. It could be a letter, it could be a phone call, a text message. It could be an email. It could be a social media post, you know, that kind of energy. It could be something that, a job offer, a career offer, you know, that kind of energy. So we'll see. Let's see what's going on. All right. So this is the star energy. So the star is actually representing the energy of someone who's on their path. And this is interesting because when we start this out, this reading out, I mean, we've got the gift from the universe for the passion. We're stuck in this energy here, but this is what we could have. We're wishing for this. And there's some communication coming in about pentacles that's going to elevate us to the position of a star. So what this basically means is if it's some good news coming in, that there's some money coming in, and you know, something that's going to improve your lifestyle. And the star is representing that we all come down to earth here, and this is representing what was your mission basically on earth. We all have the same mission, which is to be the best version of ourselves we can be, to elevate our vibration. Having said that, we also have some special missions. This is representing sort of galactic star energy. This is the North Star. So the North Star is the star. It represents your life path, your destiny, what you were born to do, to come onto this earth. And you can see she's got her foot in the universal water here, and she has two vessels. So she's adding her special energy to the universe, and then taking that and pouring it out onto the earth. And you'll see there's 5 streams here, and that represents the 5 points on the pentacle. So you're a star, in case you didn't know. There we have it. And you're also, this Empress energy is coming in. So the Empress is actually all 4 queens in the minor arcana rolled into one person. The minor arcana has 4 queens, and they represent each of these elements. The passion, someone who's very sexy, she's very creative, can use her logic and her intuition for creative solutions. We have the Queen of Swords, who is very discerning and has been there, done that, has the t-shirt. She's the most cold of all the queens because she's been through it, and that's this kind of energy here. We have the Queen of Cups, who is all about unconditional love and having love for, you know, family and her partner and, you know, for everything around her basically. And the energy of the Queen of Pentacles, which is the energy of like having quality over quantity and being very, very resourceful. The Queen of Pentacles is known to be very resourceful and someone you can really rely on, like someone that's very steady. So all of those qualities are in this one person. In this one person. So the Empress is considered to be pregnant with possibility. She has the wheat growing at her feet. She knows if she sows the seeds, the nature will take care of it and will grow it for her. She just needs to wave her little magic wand there and it's done. So this is a really awesome energy to be in. The saying is that the Empress is pregnant with possibilities, and that she could also possibly be pregnant. And then we have strength coming in. So strength represents having the courage to be able to face your fears. This young woman is reaching her like deep into this lion's mouth, which is a very dangerous thing to do. But the lion is a full-grown lion, and it's being submissive. It's got its tail tucked under like a dog. This is because this lion is representing her fear and her ability to face her fear. And she has an infinity symbol above her head, which is indicating the more she faces her fears, generally all the way from when she was a baby and a child, that she will be able to have the strength to be able to move forward in her journey. We have a transition happening. Okay, so this is what I was waiting for. Like, why are we in this energy when all of this is going on, and it's really strong energy and this is really weak energy? And now we have the Death card coming in. This card is not, a lot of people get upset when they see this card, but it means transition. It rarely means someone's actually going to die. It's possible, but it's it's more likely that, like, there's a king here that's been trampled. And so that's not really representing someone being trampled so much as systems being trampled, like that things are, which we're seeing right now on the planet. What's happening now on the planet, basically, with all the files coming out and everybody talking about them. And it's like people, like it's insane what's going on. We have the Grim Reaper. It represents, for a lot of people, a lot of cultures, death and rebirth, basically, that kind of energy. The flag here represents light at the end of the tunnel. We have an older person here who's like, just please don't, begging almost, go away. we don't want the transition. And then we have these young children here, and this little one is holding a bloom out to the Grim Reaper, and that is representing the rebirth and the energy of growth through change. So this passion for a new discovery, it has brought about this energy. I'm building a pyramid, and this is the bottom row, and so this is talking about the tools you have to overcome whatever it is to be able to move forward. And so you've been caught in a mental prison. You really want to move forward, but you feel like trapped in here. There's some information coming in about some pentacles, and this is the energy that you are, like you're a star, like you're someone that has a special mission, and you're an empress. So like this is very, like, it's not easy to be an empress. It means you've been through a lot to get the experience. And then we have, it's because you've been able to face your fears, and now some sort of transition in your situation is coming up. And so we have the energy of the Knight of Swords coming in. So the Knight of Swords represents the grown-up version of the pages, but this is the Knight. This is regarding this energy here. So some sort of information is coming in about this. You notice that there's this one sword here. This may be the last thought that you need so that you can move forward. The Knight of Swords is racing in. Now he's either running from God, because that's what's behind him here, or death, possibly, towards the Empress here would be the first card. But he's sitting, the Knight of Swords is coming in with some sort of information regarding this situation, would be how I would read this. And he's running against the wind. And the thing about this card is sometimes it can be like a fool rushing in. We can't really see the point of his sword. So what's his point? Like, and does he have all the information? Because we can only see half his sword. So it's like kind of like a half thought. And his horse is totally stressed out. Like he's, the horse has either gotten away from him and he's hanging on for dear life, or he is literally, forcing the horse to go as fast as he possibly can. But they're running against the wind through barren land. So this is like a real anxious energy. And it's like, it could be, because this is the only sword it's regarding this situation. And then, okay, there's some regret here. All right, so this represents regret over something that's happened. Quite often it can be romantic love, but it could be something you love, or something you wanted to do, and sometimes, and this energy is just coming in for whatever reason, this can represent, because the cups have been spilt on the ground, and there's wine in two of them, and then there's this other liquid in another. So there's different scenarios here, but one of them is that you have been addicted, and that's the mental prison that you're in. You may be addicted to some sort of substance, and now you have no taste for it anymore. So you've overcome that, and it's the regret for having been there, but it's also being sad because it was something that you really enjoyed, and now you don't even want it, which sounds silly, but that's the energy. And then, or this could be 3 cups spilt over, and 2 with wine and 1 with another substance, meaning there was a third party in a relationship where there should have just been 2 people. So the answer to this regret, you could stand there and stare at, it's like the saying, don't cry over spilt milk, because you can't get it back. It's gone. You're going to have to move forward in some way, or just stand there for the rest of your life in regret. And so the best thing he can do, turn around, pick up these 2 cups, and go down the path, cross the bridge over troubled water to get to his castle. And if you'll notice here, the castle is half dilapidated and half standing. That's representing the glass being half full or half empty. Which way are you going to see it? Okay, so we have the never-ending nightmare. The 9 of Swords represents an energy of waking up in the middle of the night from a nightmare over something, or really having trouble sleeping because you're so worried about something. And it's keeping you up at night, and it's causing nightmares. It's this energy here. And so this is talking about, it could be, we'll see what this energy is about in this reading. We have this can also mean enlightenment from source energy in the wee hours of the morning. Where you wake up and all of a sudden you had a dream and it was so real, and you're thinking, oh, okay, I'm just trying to remember the dream, like what were the steps of action I needed to take. Or it can even represent just really stifling boredom, like the same old happening over and over again. We have justice coming in. So the justice, what is justice about? It's redemption from karma, for one thing, but it's also justice. She's sitting on her throne, and again, she's wielding this sword here. But look she has the whole truth, or pretty close to it. The very tip of the sword is missing, but other than that, she's ready, and she's ready to go and bring this justice forward. You can see her right foot is peeking out from underneath here, and notice the same right foot is moving forward here, and they're both wearing a red robe. So I feel like this represents justice for you, and that you are moving forward, and this is the last sword. You've already kind of dealt with the 8 behind you, and whatever this information coming in is going to empower you to let go of this last sword, so you're no longer in this energy. We have the 6 of Pentacles. So this represents you having sowed some seeds here, and the harvest is about. So 6 Pentacles is, it's a good chunk of money, basically, for lifestyle. It's enough that you have enough to give to others. This is actually talking about the give and take in life. And so it's also talking about now's a good time to plant seeds so you can reap the harvest later. You'll notice this person is receiving money, but this person isn't. This person has something in their pocket already. And so they don't need the money, and that's why the scale of justice is here. So this is talking about learning discernment as to how much to give to others and how much to take. How much of your time and money and energy are you going to invest in yourself? How much are you going to invest in others? How much are they going to invest in you? That kind of energy. And the Wheel of Fortune is turning. So this passion for new discovery is the underlying energy for the entire reading. So I feel this energy is where you're at and the tools that you have, and this is the obstacles that you're going to come across. And so the regret and the concern and wanting justice here, and it's about feels like the justice is about pentacles, and it also feels like maybe you got off your path a little bit here and that you lost pentacles, but you sowing the seeds and you've been working on it. Like this energy here is sitting on that, a wish coming true, and now the Wheel of Fortune is turning because you have put the work in to be able to move forward. And we have, so the Wheel of Fortune represents that your fortune is changing, that the past, the present, and the future are coming together in synchronicities, and things are looking brighter for the future. This represents going off, like leaving really rough waters, volatile emotions, chaos, for calmer waters. And this is also talking about this energy here, where you've had to really dig deep to get to the bottom of things, just like he has to get to the bottom to push with this pole to be able to push this boat forward. So this is representing sometimes this little child next to this person represents this energy here of digging deep to heal your inner child, something that happened when you were a child, and that maybe this can represent the idea also that you might not even know what it is, but it's causing a lot of problems in your life, because the subconscious mind is formed by the time we're like 6 or 7 years old. And the subconscious mind is what we mostly rely on when we're stressed out. And that's this energy here of, getting in a loop, and you just can't leave it alone, but you're not coming in anywhere nearer a solution. And that's because the subconscious mind is actually formed it's imprinted on you very heavily when you're a baby or it's a small child. Yet when you really think about it, you can't remember, most people can't remember what happened to them when they were that young. So these are actually the thoughts of the people that were in charge of your care, and you've adopted them as your own thoughts. And so this is about healing that energy and being able to recognize what is bothering you that's so deep within. We have the Two of Wands. All right, this is saying that you're maybe thinking about making a move, like actually a physical move. This sometimes can just represent making a move, like, okay, I'm finally going to do something now. I'm not going to stand here and feel trapped anymore. I don't want to have these nightmares night after night and just be in this situation. I don't want to be bored. I want to move forward. And so this is talking about, he's got the world in his hands, he's got that globe there, and he's already planted something here, his actions here, but he wants to move forward. He's looking out into the distance, wanting to expand his energy. Sometimes I look at this as a franchise or something, like that you have a business that you started that is doing really well, and you would like to expand that business and expand your horizons. Perhaps even in international, because we're crossing water here to do so. And so he's standing in his turret and he's making this decision. This is the energy of someone feeling like they're a big fish in a little pond. We have the Ten of Cups here. So this is saying what you were wishing for when you decided to move off to calmer shores. You've healed this energy now. That's good to see. And this passion for new discovery, I feel like now you're ready to take action here. Do you notice this is the first wand since the very beginning? So I feel like this is saying the Wheel of Fortune turned and you decided to go off to calmer waters with God. And part of that decision is about moving now. You might be living where you were raised, and it's just time to move forward. This can represent someone who's done really well in their hometown kind of energy, a smaller place, and or like the business is a smaller business and you want to expand it, like make it bigger. And so that's that kind of expansion energy. Okay, and this could be because there was some sort of heartache over this energy. And this is on the Empress. So, oh, here we go. There we go, clearing some energy in the throat here. My cat just left. She was purring and she's like, I'm out of here, as soon as this card came out. So this is talking about the Three of Pentacles, or the Three of Swords, is saying that there's some sort of potentially heartbreaking decision has to be made. And maybe that's what's been bothering you. And it looks like it's about this happy, like this is ultimate fulfillment. This is the Ten of Cups, what you always wished for, but having to leave it for some reason. And your family. That's kind of the energy. So this is the Three Swords. And when you first look at this, it's like, oh my goodness, this is so disturbing. But when you look at it again, you realize, wait a minute, those swords are really small compared to the heart. Like they're more like pinpricks or like nails than big swords. Or the heart would be in pieces, kind of with three swords like that. But this can represent that there was two people together and a third party came in between. So it's that kind of energy. We have the Magician coming in. So the Magician is the first card that the Fool comes across when he leaves to go on a new journey, which is usually indicated by the Wheel of Fortune. So this is talking about being in a new cycle and starting off. You want to pick up the tools that you have to be able to move forward, and the infinite potential, so that you can bring what is from above, what was your divine path given to you by God, and bring it down to earth. And he's pointing here, right, to this Knight of Swords and then this Death card. So this transition is coming in a hurry. That's what it's saying. You have the tools you need, but it's saying this energy is going to be over very soon now, that the Magician has showed up. He also is wearing an Ouroboros around his waist. And the Ouroboros represents the energy of a snake biting its tail. And so it's about getting caught in this loop, you know, of not able to shut the mind down, but not getting the answers. And this is what's around his waist. And what's interesting is on February 17th, as I do this reading now, it's the 3rd of February, and it'll be posted on the 4th. This energy is talking about it's time to shed your skin. That's what snakes do. On the 17th of February, there's going to be a new moon in Aquarius energy. And it is going to also be the first day of the Chinese New Year. And we're ushering in the year of the fiery horse and leaving the energy of the snake. So I feel like this energy is talking about letting go of whatever this is, like shedding your skin of anything that would be bothering you before the 17th of February, because that's when the year of the horse comes in. And we have 2 horses here. So I was waiting to see kind of what those were about. But that kind of is representing, I feel. Oh, here we go. And it's also like, I feel this kind of like exhausted energy coming in, like it's in, like when my cat this was like zoop as soon as I laid this card down. So this is kind of interesting because she's pretty tuned in, and she was sound asleep on my lap, purring, like she was being like really quiet. And okay, so we're gonna see what this is about. We have the tools and what's happening, and we have the obstacles, and now having the courage to face them so that you can go after your heart's desires. All right, so this is the energy that's... Okay, so the Magician is pointing to this shift disturber. This is a walking contradiction, this card. But the Magician is pointing to the shift disturber, saying the shift disturber is the cause of this energy here. The information coming in is about this. and that's going to end. So this energy here is a walking contradiction. He's sneaking away with these swords, and so it looks like he's a thief. He's not a thief of the night, he's a thief in broad daylight. So that sort of represents what like white collar crime energy. And it's regarding two swords here. So I feel like it could be these two. This might have been the third party in the relationship. This can also represent a third party that you weren't aware of in a business relationship. So it's kind of like, why is he taking these swords? And why is he leaving two standing there like that? Is he trying to make it look, have these two blame each other for what's going on, and he's, you know, sneaking away kind of energy? And look at how he's carrying these swords. Like, this is someone who's very compulsive, or like, you know, someone who's very in this horse energy that I said, like, don't get into, where you're really being impulsive and running with the energy, and just, on the spur of the moment he decides, I'm going to do this, and make it look like they, you know, when they wake up, that someone stole all their swords, like all their, you know, that kind of energy. But it also can represent innovative thinking, because he's sneaking away with these swords. And this could be the thoughts that are bothering you kind of energy. It could be that. This card is like such a walking contradiction, it's hard to tell. Because he's looking at the past, he's on tiptoes, he's moving forward, he's not looking where he's going. He's carrying the swords in such a dangerous manner. I mean, if he trips, he's going to cut his hands off, basically. It's like really careless energy. And so this energy is basically saying, be careful of someone around you who's being really, really shifty. It could leave you out in the cold. So that's the energy. So the pentacle, the information coming in, and all of this angst I feel, is you're supposed to be in this energy, but a heartbreaking something happened. And it has to do with this shift to serve. And that's what the magician is saying. And that's what the information coming in is about. And it's being put to an end, because this passion for new discovery is here. So possibly someone's investigating it kind of energy, that kind of energy. And this is being left out in the cold. There's two people here. They're clearly on hard times. This energy here is this person is on crutches, and he's got a bell around his neck, which is the plague. It's in the old days, instead of you know, like the digital energy we have now, they would just hang a bell on someone's neck, and that would indicate, hey, this person's got the plague, they're coming into town, you need to get out of their way. And they were forced to wear this bell, which would of course make it impossible for them to be able to earn a living or even interact with anyone in the town. This can represent reputation being ruined, gossip, this kind of energy, real shifty energy, tactics being played against someone. If you've heard of Edward Snowden, this energy always reminds me of Edward Snowden, when years ago, like I think it was like almost 20 years ago now, could be like 15-ish, that he was working as a contractor with and he identified 7 tactics that the government and the corporations, big businesses around the world were using, that were invading people's privacy and their personal information. And he identified the tactics that they were using to be able to do this. Shortly after that, he was on his way to Ecuador, and his plane ended up landing in Russia, and he's been living in Russia ever since. So this is the tactics that he identified. Now, some people feel he's a hero, and some people feel that he was a traitor. I don't know enough about the legalities of it, but the 7 tactics that he identified are tactics that we all use on ourselves and on others. they're very common. And I thought, it was very helpful information for all of us to learn not to use those tactics on other people, and also to be able to identify if someone's using that on us, because this energy, so, I'm from Canada, and if it snows, at first it's really pretty. The first snow is like, oh, it's so beautiful. And then the next, I was living in the prairies for a good portion of my life. And in the prairies, sometimes the winter lasts like 4 or 5 months, and it can get really, really cold, and it can get really tiring, because when you have snow, if you just have a few flakes, it's pretty, it takes you like, half an hour to clean it up. So, to get your driveway and your sidewalk cleaned off and all of that. But if it keeps snowing and snowing, and it gets to like minus 40 Celsius, and it's, it can be like minus 50 with the wind chill kind of energy, and you have to shovel your driveway for an hour so that you can get out and get to work. And then when you get home, you have to you shovel your driveway again for another hour, just so you can get your car in, so you can park and get in your house. That's the kind of energy. And so, anyone can handle a flake or two, but if a bunch of these tactics are used on one person by a bunch of people, it can cause this energy. And so this is an energy of really feeling like not belonging to society, being isolated through tactics. And it can also represent that, the energy of they're walking past a church here, and a big loss in money, like not able to work. This person is barefoot in the snow. So they could go into the church, and they could get respite for, a bit, and then be able to move on. They're collaborating with each other and empowering each other as much as they can by sticking together and finding solutions to, okay, we got to get warm right now. And so this energy is feeling isolated and not part of society due to tactics. And that is this energy right here. This is about this gossip and slander, ruining people's reputations, that kind of energy, and doing it in a real shifty, sneaky way. Causing this energy of having to walk away from something or someone that you really love, or someone that you really love walking away from you. Like if a bunch of people get together and do this kind of energy, you could lose your business, of course, because who's going to come to your business? Who's going to hire you if you're wearing a bell around your neck that clangs every time you move? Who's going to, like if you don't even have shoes, who's going to hire you? That kind of energy. And so this is talking about, there's 8 cups here. And so, the 10 cups that are available. And this is like coming from this energy and ending up here because of some tactics being played out by this shift disturber. And that's what the information coming in is about. This energy is being put to an end is what's coming up. So hang in there. If you're in this situation, hang in there. It's like there's so many scenarios that this could be, because like just go turn the news on and watch the news for 10 minutes in this environment that we're in right now, where all this information is pouring in about people that are in very high positions, collaborating with each other to do some really very nasty, shifty energy, right? And so it's being exposed though. The truth is coming out, and the truth does set you free. I feel the truth about your situation is coming out. This is indicating that you've had to walk away from 8 of the cups you love. And look at this energy here is the regret over these ones here. Like there's 5 here. And now because of the spilt wine or water or whatever, the third person, this kind of gossip, this kind of energy, these tactics, you had this, and now you had to walk away from the 5 cups you had, and there was someone, this is the 3 cups being represented here, I feel, where someone was involved in, in between this energy here. Yeah, really nasty energy. It's like having to walk away after putting all this energy into something that you really love to be or do, or someone that you love walk, and it could also be someone that you love walking away from you because of gossip or whatever that's being said. And it's really sneaky, like it's being done right in broad daylight kind of energy. And there's the full moon and the new moon showing there. So this is saying the cycles are changing. This is like, okay, I'm out of here. I'm walking. I'm done. I am done. I'm walking away from this situation. I'd rather be out in the cold than be around these people anymore. If I have to give up everything, I'll give up everything, just not to have to ever say hello to these people again. That's the energy I'm feeling. And look at this. This is like, okay, now you're on your destined path. This is I feel like this is a real hard lesson for like a really challenging life lesson, because this is saying, am I going to stay in this energy and be around these people and like kind of kiss butt kind of energy, and or pretend that I don't see what's happening here? Or am I going to get back on my path that God put me on? And this is that passion for new discovery here. So this Chariot is representing that now you're back on your destiny, your destined path, because you've decided, maybe you've gone into the church to pray and meditate kind of energy. Because this is saying after doing that, maybe you're like, okay, I can't handle this anymore, and went into the church and prayed, like, how am I going to get back what I should have here? There's 5 pentacles here that are missing and gone. There's only 10 pentacles available, right? And it's having to walk away from everything and everyone you love so that you can protect them possibly. And this is the energy, now you're back, like, and you notice there's no reins here. And this is really talking like, this is like a tank, you know, dun, 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 dun. It's like that kind of energy. And what's interesting also here that I'm going to point out now, because it, you know, unless it really shows up, I don't even like to mention it. This can also mean that someone could be not just a mental prison, but this could be like prison. Not jail, but prison, like federal prison for doing sneaky daylight crime, you know, like white collar crime kind of energy. And this energy is talking about here, we see it here, and this is law and order coming in. The black and whites represent the police. And also, in the old days, they used to put people in uniforms that were in jail. They would put them in these black and white striped uniforms. Whenever there's horizontal stripes like that, it breaks up your energy and it weakens your energy. So that's why they did it. It makes people feel weak and look weak when you're dressed like that in horizontal. It just and you know, if you look at the vertical stripes, like if you think about a vertical stripe, it makes you want to stand right away. It makes you want to correct your posture. And you think about, like, we don't see the pinstripe suits like we used to, but pinstripe suits were power, like that, you know, the difference there. And I think it's in like European football, soccer, football energy, that the referees have the vertical stripes. And that's because they're the law out on the, you know, out in the field. That's the kind of energy. But this is representing the some sort of law enforcement coming in. That's what I feel is happening, and I feel like there's several people involved in this energy. It's overwhelming. See, so this justice is talking, I feel, about on the 3D, as well as just the justice coming in from the spiritual realm. And I feel this information coming in, maybe saying, if your pentacles went missing and you were wondering, like, this is where you were and you're wondering what happened, this is where you should be, and you had to walk away from it because of this energy here, then you know, you need to that's when God comes in with this. Maybe you went into the church. Let's see. Okay, so temperance is staying on your divine path. It's devotion for your divine path. Temperance is, like even in the Bible, there's some verses around temperance. And it's saying there's 4 different character types that the Bible does acknowledge. And one of the having temperance is being able to really be in control of your emotions and being able to really contain them. So not, getting angry and having a temper tantrum or that kind of energy. Staying on your divine path. This is actually a Sagittarius energy, and Sagittarius is not known for being patient. They're all about this passion energy. So it requires a lot of patience for some people to get into this. Okay, I'm going to, you see this energy here? I'm getting back into my star energy, and I'm going to be patient, and I'm going to wait for God's timing here for this to be rectified. And look at this. This is this energy right here. So this is talking about 2 things, I feel like, here. This is talking about your energy, and it's talking about the energy here, right here, sitting, this energy right here. And this is saying, okay, you've been working very hard on something, and look at, this is the 8 Pentacles represent these 8 cups that you've had to walk away from, your hard work. And you were on the second last pentacle when all of this shift went down. And this energy is really interesting because this is the only card out of all the pentacles where the person is actually working on the coin itself. So this actually does represent making money. And in a situation like this, we're talking about making money illegally, like white collar crime, done in broad daylight, Ponzi schemes and money laundering, that kind of energy. Using, just watch the news right now. Basically what's happening in the news right now is this energy, and it keeps coming out in my readings. And that's why I feel like it's important, though, because I feel like what's going on, we can see it at the top level, like of these people that are really like well-known public figures all over the place involved in this energy, like that's really demeaning. And, really being in this energy of like, wow, and if they're at the top, they have all, like they have all the opportunities in the world, and yet this is the energy they're in. It's just so hard to understand. And that's the energy of like, hey, you can make all the money you want in the world, but it doesn't mean you're living the lifestyle that you should be or that you would want to be living. There's living proof for all of us that are feeling like, oh, I want to have what they have. No, you don't want to have what they have. Not the way they got it. And so this is representing someone that, like your energy, if you've worked very hard, and then this energy comes in and sucks it out, And this also represents their energy of working very hard to do that. It's sitting right on this energy here. This pisses me off. A lot of people are feeling that right now. It's like, wow. Like the people that have more than anyone having to take from everybody. Like, what is that? What is that energy? And this is like this passion for new discovery. So a lot of people on the planet are aware of this now. And it's being like shoved, like our face, it's being shoved in our face right now. And what people, a lot of people are in, like, how is this possible? And really very upset. Like it's everywhere. Having said that, we're the ones like that are also using those same tactics. We just don't have the money and power that those people have. The tactics that they're using that to be in the situation they're in, it's playing out in smaller levels in people's homes and families and energies all like below. So it's saying, hey, as above, so below. That's what the magician energy is saying. I feel this is a big lesson for everybody on the planet. Like, are you going to stay on your divine path? God didn't put you on the earth to be, a shift head, just basically. And that's the kind of energy. And this is talking about someone here who has a passion for discovery. And this is the investigations going on and all the people looking into this now and talking about it. And there's a lot of energy out there, and we don't even know how much of it is true and how much of it is false, but we do know there was a lot of victims here, and they were innocent people, like young, innocent people that were put in this position by people who have a lot of power. And it's so wrong. It's just so wrong. Like, okay, so I've said my piece on it, but I can just feel this energy coming in, and it's been like in all the readings, you know, this is the energy. I feel this is a major correction for the planet, like that we have to decide as humanity, are we going to be like the Queen of Swords is very discerning, but she's cold now because she's been there, she's done that, she has the t-shirt. She's kind of like, her head is above the clouds now though, and she's got her right sword up. She wants justice. This is the energy. I want justice. I want this situation. I want to have structure in my government, and I want to know that I want to have structure in my family, and I want to have structure in myself, basically. Head above the clouds. Okay, we know that we have pretty clear information now that there's been some horrible things going on, and we as a society have to address this. We have to look at ourselves and say, how could this happen? Because those people at the top, there's no way they could be getting away with all this if the people down here would have spoke up. That's the energy. And and that's what God is saying. Hey, you might want to look into this, people of the planet. You know, the last time we had that energy, it wasn't pretty. And so this is coming in for a long time. And you know what's really sad is the energy, like if you really want to know why and what happened and where it happened and all of that, all you have to do is follow the money. Some people will do anything for money. It's like sad, but it's true. And so this has been like taking forever. Like how many years has it taken for this information finally to be released to the people? And because it's a lot to take in. It's a lot to take in. And so that's why a lot of people right now are really feeling this energy. And on top of it, we have the energy Neptune, which is kind of about idealism, and like people are really good people, and we can trust our neighbors, and we can trust our family, and you know, all of that energy, we can trust our fellow human being to do the right thing and be good at heart. That's the kind of energy that we're talking about. That idealism is Neptune. And Neptune just left Pisces, which is very dreamy, and for 14 years it's been sitting in Pisces. Pisces energy is like that old boys club energy. It's like, you know, when people back then, back in the old days, would go get a job or a career, they would stay in it and stay in that company, and they would get the pension, and everybody had a house and everybody could afford a house. You were just expected. That's the way it was going to be. And so that energy has now moved into aggressive Aries energy, which is ruled by Mars. And so a lot of people are feeling that. Neptune left Pisces on January 26th and moved into the energy of Aries, which is the newborn infant. So we're all learning. This is why all this new stuff is coming up now. It's the new old stuff, you know, and it's this transition, this rebirth energy. It's actually a really, it's a good thing, but it's really hard to hear some of this, like what's been going on. It's really challenging for a lot of people and what's happening on the planet right now. And so this is talking about keeping a calm head, you know what I mean? Like, and that's what when the Knight of Pentacles, this information like is coming in really slowly right now, and it's taken a long time for it to be released. Like some of this is 2 decades, 3 decades ago, like information being released to the public for the first time. And that's the Knight of Pentacles is the slowest of all the knights. But when the information comes out, it's fine. It's more like something that's been properly investigated energy, like really looked at. Some of it's been redacted. And then the King of Cups is at the top here, offering a cup of love. So I'm not quite sure how to take that. I'm looking at that as the King of Cups is the most steady of all the kings, and he's the one that he can handle all the chaos and the emotions, and he's got a cup of love that he wants to give. This is usually talking about romantic love. So coming down from the energy of the global energy, which I feel this is talking about a lot of the global energy right now affecting everyday people, and everyday people affecting that energy, because a lot of people want to blame the government, but we have to take a look at ourselves and our society that would allow these things to happen, because it doesn't happen at that high a level when it's not happening down here. As above, so below. And the Magician is pointing to that. The Magician, we have the King of the Cups, which is all about love, being able to control your emotions. This, I feel, is saying, hey, it's the age of Aquarius. Surely we can find a more loving way, and we have a responsibility to cut out the bullshit here, because we have another generation. Whoop, there is my cat. Decided to hit the camera. Are you back now? See, yeah, now that the King of Cups is sitting at the top of the pyramid, I'm happy. So I feel like this is saying there's hope for this. Like, this is really hard for a lot of people to hear. I've been doing my best to just digest it in little amounts, because it's a lot. It's just, whoa. And so let's go from the past. Like, let's take this more on an everyday person feeling. So we've got being in a mental prison and overthinking things, but the Wheel of Fortune is turning, and you've chosen to go inward, meditate and pray, and ask God to take you to calmer waters. There's some justice coming in now. The Chariot is spinning, so it's on its way from the spiritual realm, and you've been very patient, because this energy takes a long time to come in. But the King of Cups is at the top here, and that's saying ultimately there still is a lot of love on the planet, and a lot of love available. Like, look at, we have all this love, the Ten of Cups, we've got, everything that you've wished for is available now that you're more discerning and you're clear-headed about what was really going on. You have this passion. This is representing this being investigated. And then this sneaky energy is being investigated, and it's going to be an energetic upgrade for everybody, I feel. I think there's a sense of relief almost that, okay, it's really bad, but we've been waiting to hear what's in these files, right? And then bringing that down, and it's kind of like this anxious energy right now. And it's really important also, like, because a lot of people could be named, but they didn't really do anything. Their names are just there because this is like, people that are getting together and doing business, and, not everybody knew what was going on, that's for sure. And so it's kind of that energy of not jumping to conclusions. That's the kind of energy, and being calm about the whole thing, that this transition eventually will be a form of rebirth. And I feel like that's the energy, like, because a lot of people are like, if there's a God, why doesn't God do something about it? Well, God was waiting for us to do something about it. But, it's like we have choice as human beings, right? Which way do you want to go? Do you want to stay on the path, or do you want to take take on this energy? And so I'm going to clarify this with my oracle. Tales from the Vector, TAILS. This is courtesy of the Intergalactic Federation of Light. It's dragons coming in from the future with messages, basically. There's dragonflies, crystals, angels. I worked on this from 2007 to 2020. And I'm an artist, so I had a lot of fun doing it. But it's a lot of information that came in, and all the dragons from different parts of the world, and Yeah, it's really an interesting oracle. I've had it out there in the past at psychic fairs and at my seminars, etc., when I used to teach seminars. And the energy, but I didn't have all the cards done. So when I finished the last painting, now it's like, oh, like it's starting, the information is coming in more, you know, in less in puzzle pieces and more like it's almost done. And the energy is also, by working with all of you online, you know, this is what I want to write up in the book. So that is going to be in the description box below. The numbers on these cards represent the energy, the paintings in the gallery, and the number that they are in my gallery. If you want to check it out, it's talesfromthevector.com. And the information is in the box below. Oh, hold on, we're almost getting there. Okay, this is the card that wants to come out, the Hierophant. So the Hierophant is talking about bringing down justice and judgment from the spiritual realm down to earth. So basically, this is this energy. So this is God stepping in and saying this needs a passion for new discovery, means this is finally going to be looked into. And so it's going to cause everybody to have to think about, okay, what do we, how, you know, like, where do we go from here? Because it's just so much, like it's just, and there's so much division around it, and it's just like that's why I feel a lot of spiritual people will say that you just don't watch the news at all because it's going to upset you. But I feel we have a obligation to the generations coming in to make sure we clear this energy up. We don't want to leave this mess for them. And so that's the Hierophant. And the Hierophant's right hand is in the form of a blessing. So it's saying this could be a blessing in disguise. So the truth will set you free. So this is karmic spaces, and I imagine there's going to be a few in here. So this is the need to be right. So this is talking about, you know, when something happens to you and instead of wanting resolve, you are like determined, no, I'm right. And we see that a lot. Some people are saying, no, this side is right, and then that side is right. They're fighting about it. And really, we need to come together right now and come to more love, less division, right? And so indifference, yeah, some people just were totally indifferent to other people's suffering, just totally indifferent. And then this is the intuitive energy. So this is using your intuition as well as your logic to be able to resolve this energy. We have father figures. Yeah, that's that energy of people, like this can mean a few things. Like sometimes, like this is, you know, when they talk about kissing a frog and it turns into a prince, like Prince Charming. This is more like the prince turning into a frog kind of energy. You know, it's that energy. Like it's talking about father figures that aren't actually father figures, that aren't representing the father energy in a way that they should be. People in authority that are abusing it, basically. And then we have the Wheel of Fortune coming in on both sides of this. And it's on this energy here. Things are going to get better. That's the energy coming in. We have the Star again. And this is again saying we're all meant to be stars. Like we're all meant to have like this beautiful life and be, you know, like especially the innocent. So like that's the hardest part of all of this, is the young people, the innocent people that were dragged into this mess. It's just, oh. And then we have the Shooting Star energy. So this is about having a good attitude can, you know, be one of your best tools. You can wish upon a star. This like, and wishes come true, but only if you put some energy. So basically, this is saying if you want to have a strong future, we all need to participate in it. We all need to decide, okay, this isn't acceptable energy and it needs to change, and how are we going to do that and come together and do that? This is the sun coming in. So this is talking about the give and take of life, investing, and what are you investing in, and what are you willing to invest in, and how much of of that energy. And so this is talking about the sun is the happiest card in the deck, and it's shining light on this whole situation, because we were all meant to be happy. We were all meant to be in this. There's no lack there's infinite potential on the planet. There's no need for this energy. It's sad. Scorpio energy is coming in. So this is Scorpio energy at its very best. It unites people, and it can be like, are you going to elevate people with your power and your energy, or are you going to conquer? What are you going to do with that energy when you're in a position of authority? And so I want to make it really clear that when these cards come in from the horoscope, I'm not talking Scorpio did this or did that kind of energy. In your own personal, it might mean something to you. My intention here is for people to recognize that we are all together in this. We really are. We all have, like, if you get your birth chart done, you'll find that you have all of the signs in you. When we work with the sun sign, that's the most prominent, but everybody has a little bit of all the signs in, and we can learn from the energy. Do you want to use your sacral energy, which is how we manifest? That's how we make babies. That's the most beautiful gift that we can have. Are you going to use that energy to elevate humanity, or to conquer others? And this is the Tower coming in. And I feel like, it's hard to understand. In my, the Tower is that it's like, look what's happening. The good thing is one thing I've noticed, and I'm really happy to see it online, a lot of people are really being reasonable in their heads about it, and saying, like, we have to really look through it and really get a really good idea before we jump to conclusions. We need to make sure the information is accurate. You don't want to be blaming people that weren't really involved, but just knew the other people involved kind of energy. Also, like in my oracle, the Tower is represented by divorce, but it's talking about the divorce from source. So if you stay on your path, on your destined path, then it's a happy energy. It's the sun. And that's how we're meant to be. And there's more than enough for everybody. We don't need to be in this energy. Having said that, we're human beings, so we're going to make mistakes. And so we need to be more focused, instead of, who is right and who is wrong, and that's important for the justice and for the courts and everything. But we all have to take responsibility for this in our everyday lives. What could we do that would make the world a better place? And are we using tactics? And that's one thing that's really interesting. We don't have a single tactic coming in yet. We have this Aries energy, and that's talking about that idealism from Neptune. This is a big planet, and Saturn's even bigger. Like, Saturn's a huge planet. It's the one with the ring on it. So we have the idealism and the responsibility from Saturn coming together, bang, in Aries now. A newborn baby ready to learn. You think about what a baby learns in the first year of their life, a newborn baby, and they do it instinctually. So I feel like this is, in a weird way, an opportunity for the world to just be a better place. Like, we could all decide, okay, we all need to every single person on this planet needs to take responsibility here. And just say, we're not going to do that in our own homes. We're not going to do that in our businesses, in our communities. We're going to uphold, uplift, elevate the Scorpio energy at its finest. This is challenging energy, because every reading is coming in it. And No, I've other readers out there are feeling the same. It's draining, like it's really draining to do the readings right now. Like my voice wants to, like, it's almost like this doesn't want to be sad kind of energy. Everybody is like it's so much, and so this is the trauma queen. So this is talking like, would you rather be happy, or would you rather have be in drama all the time? What's with all this drama? Like, why do we have to have all this drama? Well, there we have it. That's why I asked the question. So this is the energy, the devil energy. And so, this energy, when the devil comes in, it's about temptation. It's about, the devil doesn't tempt you with ugly shift. The devil tempts you with shiny things that you really want. And so whenever the devil card comes up, I just cover it, because you're not going to get the truth from the devil. You're going to get manipulation and more lies and more confusion. So I always cover that card with the next one to see. The devil sends a minion in to do their dirty work. The devil is an archetype. The devil can't do his own work. He has to use people to do it and convince people to do his dirty work for him. So let's see, what is the card covering this? The Pisces energy. Authority. It has to come from the top down, and we all have to have authority from the bottom up. And this is talking again, moving out of the age of Pisces into the age of Aquarius. And isn't it sitting, where is that fish energy? Do we have some? We had it somewhere, I thought. That might have been, I can't, it's too covered up now. I can't remember where it was. Anyway, I was talking about the energy of moving from the Pisces energy, where things were a certain way and everything was traditional. And this transition is talking about the old ways that things were done are being erased basically right now. The systems are changing. Look at the AI and everything moving into the age of Aquarius right now. And the full moon was actually, that was on the 1st of February. That full moon was about the energy of being a leader. And on the other hand, Aquarius saying, the leader wanting, I want to express myself. I want to look after my needs first instead of leading. And then the Aquarius energy on the other side going, hey, we have to look after the group. We have to look after the whole planet. And the fight between it. And then we got the Saturn and the Neptune energy, which just, on the 14th, Saturn is going to be fully 100% with Neptune in Aries. So this new energy is hitting us, and that's what's happening. It's really interesting. Justice. There needs to be justice. Some karma needs to be cleared here. I find it really interesting. Not one tactic has showed up. Love is the answer. Isn't that interesting? Right there. This is about the heart chakra. Everybody on the planet needs to open their hearts right now and be more loving. Isn't that not one tactic card came up here? This is advice from the divine, that love is the answer. God is a loving God. That's why we've been given such a big, long leash. And yet not one tactic came up. This is saying, this is going to be over. This is changing. And we're moving into a new way. So we all have to be a part of that. That's beautiful. I really didn't expect to see that. So falling and failing in love is a matter of I. And so you have to be in this energy where you look after yourself and you look after your own household and you do things the correct way and you stay on your path. And that energy, if enough people are doing that and people are being held accountable for their actions, and we value the innocence of our children and we move forward in that light, that this could be very something that we could all become really passionate. And okay, let's use this energy to this knowledge that we have now. Let's use it in a powerful way. Wow. I'm really happy to see this. I don't know. This has been a very drain. I might go have a nap after this one. So please do like and comment if you've enjoyed this reading. Subscribe to my channel if you resonate with the energy. I'll be back with another daily reading again for you tomorrow. Bye for now. Sorry, Bella. Gotta wake you up.